We're not swim. It ain't pushing anymore. And matter of fact, it's kind of breezing away from you. So you're going to have to swim real hard. And they did. You know, a lot of good efforts. I got to tell you, Julius came up with 10 seconds to go and said, listen, get me the ball. So I thought they made trap first. So we were going to curl him, pop Kyle, and then get the ball to Julius. He walked out and like, I ain't curling anything. Just get me the ball. And then he went and got the ball and got fouled and made both because he knew he was going to make them.
John, can you talk about the decision to put Willie back in with 11, 16th of 4 fouls?
He had no choice.
How big was it, though, him playing the rest of the way without picking up that 5th foul?
No, it was important, but I just said, I'm forgetting he even has 4. I told him, stay down on the floor. You know, a basket doesn't kill us. You fouling out will kill us. Just stay down. But he can play with 4 fouls. I mean, he's, you know, it's just, you know, that team we had out that last 7 minutes, every one of them guarded. They just locked down and they rebounded and they went and got balls and made a couple shots to get it close. Came out of some timeouts, did some good stuff. Guys listened, and one timeout we didn't. And the good news is they got on each other about it. And they broke it down, and we threw the ball to Archie and he drove. That's what we were running. And he ran a guy over. So we were still down 7 at the time. It was a big play, but obviously it didn't come back to hurt us.
Can you talk about the way that Alex rebounded today and the kind of impact that had on the game?
I like, I heard he spoke to the media yesterday and basically said, I haven't played hard enough all year. I'm going to give everything I can. There was one spell that he gave up. Now, he's done that throughout the year. This is the first game he did that. Took him out. His teammates got all over him. And he said, put me back in. He grew up today because he went back in and finished those last 7 minutes and was a beast. It's the first time he's been able to do that. Get by, slumping the shoulders, head goes down, and now, okay, I got to put him back and I got to play again, and he did it today.
Cal, right here. Do you feel like you were coaching an NCAA tournament team today?
Yeah, when we're at our best, we are an NCAA tournament team. When we're not at our best, we're not very good. But that takes everybody playing. That takes everybody, you know, being responsible. Here's what I did yesterday. I gave each guy 2 things that I needed him to do in the game, that the team needed him to do. And they were different for each guy. And I had him come up and read what we were asking him to do and say, well, can you do this? Will you do this the entire game? These 2 things. And each guy said yes. And one of the things I did was I said, is everybody all in? Yeah. Then I said, raise your hand if you think everybody's all in. No hands were raised. So then I gave them these 2 commitments. Can you do these 2 things all game? If you do, tell me what's going to happen to our team. Next guy. If he does that, what happens to our team? Next guy. Well, what happens is after that, I said, now how many of you think everybody's all in? If they'll take care of what they're supposed to do. And they raised their hand. You know, this is a team that is just so young, a lot of it's mentally. No one's winning on the road right now. Unless you're one of those top 5 or 8 teams. Teams on the road are losing. The loss at Arkansas, no one's won there. The loss at Georgia was tough to take because of how we played, but guess what? They just beat Tennessee and somebody else in that building. So they're on a good roll right now. This win today shows that we're one of those teams. Got to go to the tournament. We're in a 1-game season again. I guess we're 2 or 3 up there, seeded 2 or 3. With what this team has gone through to finish 2nd in the league, it's a pretty good deal. You know, proud of them. And we'll see what we can do in the tournament.
John, Florida struggled a little bit, if you call it struggle, in close games. How much were you hoping to just, you know, obviously anytime, but keep it close and take it?
We were trying to make it a 20-point bulge. One thing about close games. Because they can make threes at any time, and they're a talented team. The last time Billy won a national title was in Atlanta. And his father and I went for coffee at Dunkin' Donuts every morning. And so when I grabbed his father, I said, you make sure your son gets his team to Atlanta so you and I can have coffee in the morning. And they got a terrific team. You know, they've lost some road games, just like everybody else. But they're still one of those teams that, in my mind, is odds-on to have a chance to get to a Final Four.
Cal, you talked about how many guys sort of answered the bell today. Kyle continues to sort of struggle.
Yeah, he's struggling. He's struggling defensively. And we just got to figure out what we do, because it's hard to leave him in the game if they're scoring on him every time. But we'll figure it out. I mean, he did enough. He made a couple plays. Everybody wants him to make every shot, but I don't care. He can miss every shot if he defends. One of the goals we had for Julius Mays is we need you to get 12 to 14 points. You can't come up short. I don't care how you get them. Well, you got 13. Alex rebounding the ball. Willie Colley, the way he played. Willie Colley played well. Again, we get 5 blocks, and we're supposed to be the team that lost the biggest shot block guy in the country. So there was a lot of good. I thought Ryan Harrow again. If Ryan plays the way he's capable of playing, he had 1 turnover. We're pretty good. And a lot of it is he has to play.
Crowd, Cal, stood like
it's unbelievable.
And then
Yeah.
Florida didn't score in the last 8.
Yeah, what I did last night is I was home and driving in and thinking, what else can we do? What else can what edge can we get? We're doing 2 things to the players. Here's how we're going to do it. We have a game plan. What else? And I just told Dwayne, let's put out, we need the fans to take us over the hump. In the last 8 minutes, we need you standing and carry us over the finish line. And they did. That building was unbelievable. That was as loud as we've been the last, in the 4 years. The great thing is the crowd knows this team is so young that they really need them.
John, when teams are in this situation, a do or die, sink or swim situation, and they do win, in your experience, what can it do for that team going forward?
Well, we beat Missouri in the same thing. It didn't do a whole lot. We reverted back. Basically, I know we can do it, but wait till you see my way of doing it. And everybody reverted back. From Alex to Ryan we all did. Archie was fouling. I mean, it was just ridiculous. And so let's hope that doesn't happen. The good news is we have no more road games.
Right.
I mean, we don't have to go on the road. And Nashville's been a good home for us. So it's not like we're not going to have some people up there.
Cal, you've, as you mentioned, Nashville, you've coached an SEC tournament back here. You've coached an SEC tournament in Nashville. It's going to be full, and it's a different kind of fans who maybe can't get into your rep. How much of a difference can that make over the next week for you as you're down there?
Well, we just got to play basketball. If we play, and we play like we defended today, because we weren't great offensively. I mean, we shot 39% and 23 from the 3, and won. Those are my old school teams. That's my UMass teams. That's how we played. Mike, you're laughing, but it is. But we gutted it out, and we defend you. And then we'd figure out a way of trying to win it at the end. And, we held them to 40% and 35. But, 10 turnovers, well, that's a low number against them. But...
You forced Billy to call a timeout early in the very beginning in the first half, and then early in the second half. Talk about the energy coming out beginning of the game and halftime, and how important that turned out to be.
I think they knew, like I told them, when you're out there ready to drown, you better start swimming and make something happen. And I think they did. And at halftime, I told them we had a couple breakdowns, but the reality of it is we fought like heck. I think all of our fans, all they've wanted to see from this team is this kind of effort. And we can all live with this. Doesn't mean you're going to win every game, but you're going to fight like heck and give yourselves a chance. Maybe the other team starts making threes or a bank 3 or does something crazy. But this kind of fight and effort, where we look like a team, where guys weren't breaking off and doing their own thing, it's what everybody wants to see. It's what I want to see as a coach too.